Today we're going to talk about the power of three, how to use three colors to get the entire spectrum. So let's get started. So the three colors we're going to use today are Hansa yellow, alizarin crimson, and Prussian blue. And we're going to mix everything from these. So you don't have to buy tons and tons of tubes. You can do your own mixing. Here's what the spectrum looks like when I'm using just those three colors to make all my secondary colors. And ultimately I'll be making more colors than that. But let's get started with a little bit of a demo of wet into wet. First of all, this is the how to make that spectrum using that limited palette. You can get the whole color wheel this way. And they'll go together, especially because they're made from, when you use only a limited palette of three colors to make many more colors, they kind of go together, kind of like chords on the piano. Now let's look at a form. We're going to paint this form. Let's pretend it was a peach or something like that. The side that's being hit by the sun is going to be warm, which are sort of those fire colors. The side that is far away from the sun is going to be colder. And so that's going to be your violets and reds. So that's looking pretty good, but it doesn't really pop off the page yet. How to make it pop off the page? Well, one way is to put the adjacent colors. In other words, next to yellow, put some of that darker color, the blue or the violet that I mixed. If you put that nearby the yellow, it'll pop. And I'm going to do the opposite thing here. Near where the violet is, I'm going to start to put some yellow and some oranges. Do you see the form starts to sort of look like it's taking up space? That's kind of just something to be aware of. All right, and now once again, we're going to finish the form. So you can definitely see that that looks like a cube in space, done very, very quickly. And now, so what would you do if it was an apple? Well, you would do the same thing. I'm using those three colors that we talked about before, but I'm mixing all the other colors from that. And you see how the form starts to turn and turn into a rounder form? And the wet paint is, I'm not rubbing it, I'm letting it mix in together, and it starts to make sort of these colors that go together. If I was painting a real painting, I probably would put another layer on top of that to delineate some of the forms, but you get the idea. And now around the outside, the same thing I'm going to do. Manipulating where it's dark, make it lighter around the outside and vice versa, so that the form has more shape. So, and then just there, I put the top of the box on. I didn't want to leave it white, so I put a little bit of Hansa yellow on the very, very top. So there's an example of three colors you can use, the power of three, and to do all kinds of things. So remember to keep the whites of your paper white, your paints wet, mass for value, mix for color, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.